everyone. Good morning, sirs. Okay.
Morning, sir.
Good
Uh,
morning, sir.
Today we are going to learn about the electrohomeopathic remedies. Electrohomeopathic remedies. So, you know, I learned so many different therapies. You know, in my home, they used to get confused. Actually, what you are doing? You are learning homeopathy, you are also learning electrohomeopathy, acupressure, acupuncture, pranic healing, Reiki healing. Now they were confused, but I am not. So my focus was to even I learned a Vastu. I learned a Mahavastu. That time that was 1 lakh expenses. I learned it because why some people are not responding to some particular remedies and where they are staying at night, because maximum we stay 8 hour, we sleep 8 hour, we stay 8 hour within that place, that affects our health. So for that reason I learned everything and try to connect to the vibrionics. Now we know we are so fortunate. Electrohomeopathy also can be done through the vibrionics. Acupuncture also can be done through vibrionics. And even I try to convert many of the therapies into the vibrionics. So through vibrionics, to the intention of our mind, we will be able to tackle most of the healing sciences without any drugs, without any, any remedy. Remedy in the sense chemical, or you can say plant and even minerals. I used to call this vibronic as a sattvic medicine. For of course, we all eat plants and we have to depend on the plants. But see, so many herbal plants are extinguished. They are no more available. In such condition, we can make them to be alive. We will make them to be unextinguished. We can prevent those things, preserve those medicinal plant for our future generation. Okay, here everything, every substance, already so many remedies are already converted into vibrionics by our numerical materia medica. And today's topic is electrohomeopathy. Why basically is I am going to incorporate these electrohomeopathic remedies into our digital vibrionics. So at you have a lot of what you call missiles, or you can say tears, we can say so what do you call ayuda, what do you call implements to
Weapon.
do the job. Vidangji, what we call for ayuda in English?
Weapons. Weapons,
So
sir.
implements we can call to fight against the disease. You have many people, many ways to heal. So electrohomeopathy will also be one of our ayudha implements, or you can say fight against those disease. We have electrohomeopathy already derived last 10 years back. More than 10 years we already derived. It is in our website, oldest website. From there we can directly make the remedies and use. And another way, as I told you, in digital vibronics we will be using original the numerical materia medica numbers. So there is a thing, they are mixed in different proportion. I will give you one example because I will give this total idea about it. Okay. There are, there are so many groups. S group, C group, P group, L group, and Ven group, and worm group, like that, that they are divided into electrohomeopathy. Okay, so by mixing different proportion, I will give one example, like Scrofolosa 1. Scrofolosa 1, in that one they have added many homeopathic remedies. Here, first of all, we should know what is the electrohomeopathy. What is the electrohomeopathy? Electrohomeopathy is they are chosen from the pure plant kingdom only. Because in our, we already discussed in our Shankaran's method, plant, mineral, and animal kingdom. Here in electrohomeopathy, they are mainly using the plant kingdom total medicinal substances. They are total 114 plants. Within that, they mix in a different proportion and make a different group. And here in homeopathy, there are psoras, psychosis, and syphilis. That was the way how you classify the disease and prescribe the remedy. But here in electrohomeopathy, they are on the blood and lump. They say that blood and lymph. Lymph is what, serum like thing what you get after when you blood get healed. Their theory is based on this imbalance of these two create a disease. Like we saw in biochemistry, all biochemic salt imbalance causes the disease. Here in electrohomeopathy, that blood and lump deficiency or diseased, we get a disease. So here, so there are so many groups working, working on different systems. They have made it very beautifully. So like Naxomica, you all know in homeopathy, Naxomica is a basic remedy for to give everyone and even remove the toxins. Like that, we know. So here, the same Naxomica is mixed in the S1. Okay, now let us see what are the basic groups we will see first. What are the basic groups we have? See here, in homeopathy, mixing of the remedy, classical homeopathy, mixing of the remedies is not allowed. You have to individualize based on the person, then you have to individually you have to give the remedy. That is what is in the homeopathy. But here, complexa curanter, like that say, like law of similar. Here they say complexes cure the complexes. So very long back itself, electrohomeopathy came to our India. Electrohomeopathy came to our India very long back, especially in the Father Muller Institute, that is in Mangalore in Karnataka. First time that electrohomeopathy entered in the Karnataka only. So long before it came as a different therapy from the Italy. This is found by Count Caesar Metti from Italy. Okay, so he found out that purely the herbal remedies mixed for a different purpose will solve all the problems. So likewise, that is the theory of that electrohomeopathy. So they also believe that there is a vital energy in the plant, and to extracting the, because I am not going to go into the deep of the how it is done and all, because lack of time, and we'll directly come to the application of the electrohomeopathy, because there is no much use in going through. But I request you, you should go through the each remedy of that combination, and so that you can go have a deeper knowledge of those remedies. But pharmacy part, I don't want you to go into the deeper level, because we will not be able to cover the large topic within a short period. But whichever is very much required, we will definitely going to discuss about it. Okay, so I told you there is a lot of life energy in the plant. There is a method called cohibition. This is a speciality of this electrohomeopathy as compared to the homeopathy. They say how they do it, how they extract the essence of the plant. They take that plant and dip inside the distilled water. Here they don't use alcohol, because they believe that alcohol one sometime reacts with some plants. They use the what they use, the distilled water. They saturate that distilled water with the plant. After that, what they do, that they make the paste of that. After all saturation, take that, make the paste, and then again they use it. Second level of the extraction of the medicinal power. Then finally they burn it, and they add the ash of that particular plant. So they say the three level of taking the medicinal property of the plant and adding into the mixture. So likewise they call as the spagyric essence. So they call spagyric essence of that particular plant. So those plant again, they are, sometimes they are using earlier 1:47 ratio for making the next dilution. But they are also nowadays following the decimal scale, 1:9 they add, and they make the next remedies, next potency. So all low potency increase the problem. I mean, there is a positive dose and the negative dose. Generally, D3 is considered as a 0. So anything they D3 means they start the remedy with a D3. D3 means decimal 3, dilution 3, you can call. So from there they start giving the remedy. So this is the pharmacy part of it. Okay, now we'll see. I'll just read, because then finally we will be able to, and when you are using the digital vibrionics, there you will be able to see the different proportion of this remedy. Or if not visible, I'll make in such a way that it will have that many times, that will be stored in the that particular program, and it will immediately, like S1. When you click on S1, you will get all the remedies in the same proportion into that water. Next level is, either you can set the directly potency from the potency dial, or you can say you can take that and you can dilute a third dilution, you can make your own. Okay, so now the S1, I will tell you what are the, yes, there are so many, many things are there, but they are not useful for our application of the remedy. There are positive dishes, negative dishes, and for that, and positive, you need a positive remedies. for a negative, it is you need a negative remedies. So like that. So diluted remedies. Now, I, I told you there are so many remedies, classification of the remedies. They are scrofoloso remedies. Metti is a founder of the electrohomeopathy from Italy. So he says scrofoloso is as good as a polycust remedy. He says 90% of the problem can be tackled with a S group, scrofoloso group. In from there we have a S1 to S12, but some in between are the combination of the other group. So they are from, we can say roughly from S1 to S12 are the remedies. Okay, and from L1 to L2, L1 groups are expels a toxic substance which are foreign to the substance. In lymphatico is a remedy which expels the toxic substance from our body. Angietico are A1 to A3. When you go to my website, I'll send you the link in my group. You will be able to see that A1 to A3 are angietico. Angietico means they purify the blood, they circulate the blood, they protect the blood, and any blood related things can be, even blood related diseases, blood vessel related diseases can be tackled by A1 through A3. Okay, like P group. P group is from P1 to P4. So they are very easily, beautifully they have been designed. So very easy to remember. I will tell you when we go through that details of that. And F group, F1 and F2, Febrifugo they say. They are specially for our works on the nervous system and the muscle and ligament. And even for the, in electrohomeopathy, it is given for the fever. And vermifugo. Vermifugo is a worm 1 and worm 2. So all worm related, even bacteria, viruses also sometime worm group is used. Ven group. Ven is only one ven, but with a combination of other the remedies, it is taken up to Ven 1 to Ven 5. What is a Ven group? Generally, it is venereal. Venereal group means it can be used for the congenital diseases, or you can say hereditary diseases. So, like Sora psychosyphilis and syphilis and the psychosis used by Hahnemann, same you can say all those remedies, plant remedies, they are added into the venereal group, and it works on in even urinary system, genital system, and all it is can be used. And very important is canceroso group. Canceroso group is, it works on whole system. Anything accumulation or decay in the body, mainly anything accumulated, means canceroso group, means any gland, any excessive accumulation in the body. So those things are classified as a C group, C1 to C17. Okay, and there are some electricities, they call as the electricity. There is nothing connected, no connection with the actual electricity. They mixed few remedies, few homeopathic remedies, or you can say electrohomeopathic remedies, they mixed and they formed the electricity. There are 1, 2, 3, 5 electricities. What their electricity, don't confuse with the actual electricity. They are the remedies mixed, and they, why they are there is a white electricity. White electricity you can compare with the sun. It has got all the nutritional power, nutritional value, and for all those are weak people can be given. It is a broad band you can give. So like that. Next is red electricity. Anything you want to increase. And blue electricity. Blue electricity works on the lungs and everything. You can say Vishuddhi chakra. And green electricity. Green electricity works on all the inflammation, infection, on the likewise, green electricity works on the skin diseases. All this can be used. And the yellow electricity. Yellow electricity is basically for, because they have the polarity. Green and yellow, they are in a negative polarity, and the white, red and blue, they are positive polarity. Anyway, we don't want to go into such a deep, because if you are interested, definitely many books are available on the online. You can study those things, but application of the remedies part, I think so this will be enough. Okay, there is one more group called as APP. APP is used for especially for all the skin problem and the face, for the face beauty and all that is used. So we will go into the detail of it. Then you will come to know what are the beauty of it, right? So now I will quickly cover up what are the groups here and mainly used for what. If possible, you can note it down in any small, note it down a small book. Always I suggest you, whenever you go listening to this, if possible, if you are in home, you can make those points, or you can after recorded version also you can make the note. Okay, see, S1 is a polycrest group. In the polycrest means it will have a multiple usages. So S1 mainly works on digestive system. In Ayurveda it is said, if stomach is okay, no problem in the whole organism. Okay. So likewise, what is the medicinal property of the S1? They are stimulant, nervy, antispasmodic, anti-anemic, stomachic, anti-scleroferous and analgesic. ये इलेक्ट्रोहोम्योपैथी का लोगों का थोड़ा सा अंग्रेजी कठिन रहता. They have a lot of spelling mistake because they never check again. So for that reason. So anyway, S1 is universally used for all sort of digestive issues. Okay, and dilution, first dilution, second dilution. We will only study the first dilution and the last dilution, so that we'll be able to see what is the application of that S1 and lower potency and the higher potency. In first dilution, it improves the appetite, energy, cures diarrhea and fever. And second dilution used for the skin disorder, and there is nothing like that. First dilution, second dilution, everything, it has effect on everything, and we will see what are the wonderful remedies are added into this combination. Colcleria 10 parts, chamomilla 10 part, hydrosis 10 part, Nestrutum is 10 parts, Scrofolosa nodosa is 10%, Smilex medica, Sarsaparilla, Smilex medica is 10%, Naxomica is 10%, Tussilago is 10%, Veronica officinalis, they have all common names also, Speedwell, and if I get a very good electrohomeopathy some in literature, I will send you. Okay, but just to know that when you these are added into the S1 group. So S1 we say last, fresh, cataract, hyperacidity, insanity, urticaria and insomnia. No need to worry. There is no any because we know that the ingredients are important, not the potency. Okay, but here there is a polarity. negative and positive polarity for that. But when we prepare our remedy from our vibrionic machine, it is almost like a D3 only. When you are setting it to 0, even after, because we are not using the original herbs, or okay, original substance we are not using, only the frequency form, or you can say thought form we are using. So we can assume it is almost like a D3. Okay, there will be a minimum required substance in that, so that we can assume it is only on D3. Okay, so now next is the S2. S2, we have, there is a lycopodium in this. What special in this? What, like first S1 group, there was an equivalent to Nux Vomica. What is there in S2? It is equivalent to having lycopodium. Lycopodium works on what all the things? It works on digestive system. It's also works on the bladder, ureter, like that thing. It even works on the gallstones also. So like that, S2 is specially is for UTI. You just keep like that only, because it has the lycopodium. For that reason, this is a very good, lycopodium is a very good remedy for even the diabetes also. You can think about, see, this remedy maintains the secretion of HCl and other digestive juices, and it stimulates the intestinal mucosa. So wonderful remedy for stomach as well as the urinary system, you can say. There are many other things are there, but this is the main. Okay. Now we will go to S3. What is special in, just please note it down. So it will be very useful for you in deciding the group, because I've been using since very long time. So I know S3. What is the speciality in S3? S3 is a S3 is specially for the nervous system, spinal system. So on that basis, they have see, the third member of the Scrophulus is from S1 to S2, but it places the Ruim plan in place of lycopodium. Ruim, it replaces Ruim in place of lycopodium. Analogous to the smell of the plant itself, the patient requiring S3 smells sore in all the discharges. See, Ruim is like how they found out. They have used the materia medica of the homeopathy. See, Ruim is used for, is a remedy specially for children with a sore stool, and it is used during the teething. So what they do, they take the essence from the homeopathic materia medica and put it here. So they say this group is especially meant for this. So it is works on the digestive system and the diarrhea and sore smelling excretion. Okay, so that's it. Ruam is a main ingredient of the S3. For that reason, that whole group governs that particular leading therapeutics of that Ruim is found in the S3. And S3, all threes, they all work on the skin also. So medicinal properties of their skin remedy. S3 is a skin remedy. And soreness, sore feeling, sore smell, and that's all fine. But S3 is meant for skin. Okay. So just you have to, S1 for a general all like an Axomica, S2 is just like a lycopodium, S3 is on the Ruim, and that works on the skin. And here we don't need to go in the deep of that remedies. So like homeopathy, no need to say morning what happens, evening what happens, what if you eat what it increases, when you get decrease, nothing is required. Oh, okay. That I did diploma in electro-homeopathy in 1993. So during that time, I was having electro-homeopathic remedies. I only supplied to the institute. I only supplied the that remedies to the institute, but unfortunately that time I was not having the vibrionics. I got the vibrionics in 1995 only. Okay, so I was well versed in this. Very interesting. I will tell you one more story in the next coming combinations. So how effective it is. Electrohomeopathy really fantastic. It works and easy to select the remedy. Okay. Next is we have seen which we have saw that S3 is for basically works on the skin. Okay. Now S4. S4 makes the most powerful and constitutional remedy in because S4 is known as a combination remedy. Means along with the S2, when they are adding when 1, along with the S2 is a urinary system remedy. Along with that, when they add venereal, venereal diseases originated remedies, then it becomes a strong remedy. Okay, so S4 is a combination remedy. A combination of 23 plants along with the Ven 1 plus S2. Now, again rewinding. S1 just like a Naxomica. S2 is a Lycopodium. S3 is a skin remedy. S4 is a combination remedy. Ven and S2. Ven means you can urination, difficulty in urination, burning urination. You can think about UTI. You can think about any venereal diseases. Venereal disease, some white discharges in the female. Like many things you can think about that. Irritation, itching in the private parts, they all come under the section of venereal group. So when with the S2, that is S4. Okay, very easy. And S5. And what is the S5? S5 main thing is what is added into S5 is Berberis vulgaris. When you add any along with the Naxomica and Berberis vulgaris added into the S5, it becomes a remedy for stone and kidney. Okay, so here combination more reliable than S1 S2 and gastrointestinal tract and arthritis also on the skin disease. If S3 fails and it cures the S3 improves but unable to complete the cure. Liver disorders, yes, you can see Bur vulgaris. You can think about it. Stimulate the kidney and balances the uric acid, and even it can be used for. You just read the Berberis vulgaris, the therapeutics. When you use that, read that. So almost it is suitable for that, along with other supporting remedy. GIT, it works on GIT also for so many gastritis, nephritis, renal colic. I told you for stones. It is considered muscular remedy in a muscular atrophy, muscular dystrophy, mainly paralytic condition. In such cases, skin eruption, urticaria, eczema. Why? See, here it works on the system wise. In electrohomeopathy, see, what is the function of kidney? Detoxifying our body. So when you stimulate, like we give KBS, kidney bladder stone in our Narayani mixture, when we give, not only for the kidney and stones, we want to detoxify the body. Here they use a S5 to detoxify. When you detoxify, what happens? Skin disease become all right, rheumatic problem will become all right, like that. So you can think about that. Even you have a excess accumulation of waste in the body, give S5, like that. Okay, so very interesting and very easy also. Okay, now you see what is the S5 as per the these people, what they are given: anti-paralytic, skin remedy, and nerve remedy, and like that. Mainly on the kidney and central nervous system. Mainly berberries, wherever berberries is used, we can use everything. Along with, there are so many, chamomilla is there, works on the nervous system, and hydrastis is there, it works on the liver, like that. You can see, you can study, but I will read once what are the proportion is available. Bulb organis is in 20 parts, and chamomilla 10 parts, calcularia is 25 parts, hydrastis is 20 parts, uh, Nestorium is 5 part, and Scrofoloso nodosa is 20 parts, and Smilex medica is 15 parts, and Tussilago is in 5 part, and Veronica officinalis, this 5 part. Means many plants are same as used in the S1, but additionally they use that for making that particular different from the original substance. Okay, so now next is S6 group. S6, they make some more strong, where they use the what is like what we saw in the Berberis vulgaris in S5. What is the special in S6? They use a solidago. Additionally, they add a solidago. They are also called as a golden root, golden rod, they call it as a, and this is used, and solidago is specially used for all kidney problem, renal problem. So you can say S5 is for detoxifying, stimulating the kidney, and S6 is specially for to stimulating the kidney and the kidney disorders. Okay, so we'll see. Renal S2 is urinary or disorder. S2 is mainly on the bladder than the renals. I told you S2 is from the ureter and bladder, and from downwards to upwards. So S6 shows the effect on the first on the kidney and urinary bladder, and in other words, from upwards to downward direction, from kidney to downward direction. So it's mainly used for treatment of renal stones and removes the stones. It also acts as a diuretic, and so you can, where you can use it, diuretic means anywhere you find the accumulation of water, this time X6 can be used. What is the speciality in this? What are the remedy? Mainly that is solidago. Okay, that is also called as a golden rod or a golden root. And again I read the combination that you for when you start reading, today you may not be understanding this, but when you go into the deep, then it will flash into your subconscious mind. Oh yes, these are the combination, these are the remedies used in S6. Okay, chamomilla 10 part, calcularia 5 part, hydrasis 15 part, nestorium 25 part, scrofolosa nodosa is 20 part, and smilex is 20 part, solidago is 20 part, tussilago is 5 part, and veronia officinalis is a 10 part. So if they add this and they make the group S6 group. Okay, so they are, again there are so many other combinations, like S7 is a combination of A1 and S1. A1 we have not come until that. A1 is an angiatico group. They are basically for the blood vessels circulation, they are looking onto that. So seventh member of this color is this, that S1, and it has a S1 and A1 and S1. Hydroxy being common, 14 plant in the composition, corrects all the condition of the lymphatic imbalances, and it is special fair to work mainly on lymphatic system and metabolism. This is the not the pure combination, I mean pure medicine, because it is a combination of A1 and S1. So you can say where A1 is used and S1 is used, you can say the where you want the circulation in the A1 group, that time you can use the S7 can be used. This remedy is specific for metabolic disorder as well as GIT, because S1 is there, GIT is there. Gastrointestinal tract, GIT means. So blood disorder due to the disturbed metabolism. And this is can be used for cardiac dropsy. Cardiac dropsy is means the water accumulated surrounding the heart, like a dyspnea, not able to breathe properly, ecchymosis, abscesses, like thrombosis, hemorrhagic tendency. All these, no, this can be used because A1 is for, it works on the circulatory system, means arteries. So arteries and as well as the S1. So sometime you can say heart mimics the whenever you have a gastric problem, it mimics the heart problem. So in such cases, you will get sweating, you will get a cold sweat, maybe because of because of the digestive acidity, gastric problem and all. But in such cases, if S1 and A1 both are required, that time you can think about S7. And these are also the combination remedy. Next is S8 is a combination remedy from A3 and S1. When I come to A1, A2, A3, A1 works on the arteries, A2 on the veins, and A3 on the capillaries. So beautiful it is. See, if you any bluish or dark colored secretion, or you can say bleeding is there, you can think about A2, because it works on the deoxygenated blood is only basically on A2. So if it's a pure red and all, that time it is A1. This doesn't apply to the some cases where stagnation of the means blood makes it black. Don't confuse with that. But the venous blood related anything like varicose veins, what we have to give? Varicose veins A2 also, because veins, and A3 also. Because there are very small capillaries like spider, like spider hub they say. Spider like that varicose ulcers are, veins are there, like in a spider hub. It will have a small line like a greenish thing. That time you have to use A3. So beautiful. A1 arteries, A2 veins, and A3 is for capillaries. So here they are using A3 plus S1. Okay, in S8 they are using A3 plus S1. So in this one what happens? So it is mainly lymphatic circulatory system, mucous membrane and stomach and intestine. Lymphatic circulation. A3 is circulation in the small capillaries, and S1. So in that way you can use already. These are not readily available. These are, we have to mix in that particular part. Okay. So we have to mix A3 and S1 to make a S8, because you can easily mix. Why they have already mixed and already they have mentioned, made the group, so that you can do this way to achieve this particular goal. Okay. So S8 is A3 and S1. So just keep on reading, remembering this. You will I can share you the audio of this conversation. So whenever you are going through, you can listen. What is S3? A3 and S1, like that. A3 is for capillaries. S1 is for general tonic. So we want to make a circulation, capillary circulation better, lymphatic system better, lymph circulation better. That time we can use the S8. Okay. S9 is for F1 and S5. So you see here, F1 is a very good remedy for so many other complaint also. F1, I already told you in the introduction, F1 is a febrifugo, works on the nervous system, even on the liver. Okay, we'll see what is they are telling. It is a S9 is F1 and S5. So this composition correct all those complaints which are related to nervous system, particularly spinal nervous system, due to the presence of S5 used in case of the brain cerebellum disorder and presence of F1 in this combination. Okay, in Berberis vulgaris you can see, and the kidney area they get pain. In backside of the, how we can feel our kidney, but when you bend and touch it backside, those are the kidneys. So this S5 is for, already said that since what is there in that S5, Burr vulgaris is there, and if we add a nervous system also into that, F1 when you are adding it becomes S9, specially is for all the nervous complaint, spinal problem and the brain. F1 is for a nervous system. For like that, they are themselves, they added and made this particular combination. Okay, then this is S5 S1 is used for muscular disorder like a weakness, deformities and disturbed nervous function, and even though it can be a very good nerve tonic because of F1. And along with that, suppose if you are having the other problem like kidney pain, or you can say urination problem, or you can say suppressed urination, or you can say the fuel fluid accumulation, you can use in such condition. Okay, so now most important remedy is S10. S10 is not a combination of the remedy, but it has the effect of F1, S1, aconite, chamomilla and naxomica. So you can say these combinations make the aconite, chamomilla and naxomica, and mainly is a main remedy they have used here is a podophyllum. Okay, so in this remedy, for that reason, this is used for all loose motions. in electropathy, S10 is used for diarrhea and loose motion. It is also called GIA-PPONE, GAPON, and used for diarrhea and vomiting. Combination of two biliary colic, diarrhea, dysentery, cholera, epilepsy, indigestion, and gastralgia and influenza. So you can think about S10 is for all diarrhea and amoebic dysentery, any loose motions you can give. The S10 we use in where we are not able to judge in homeopathy what to be given. We, in such cases, we have used these combination, and all these are available in my website in the vibrionic form. You can use them. Okay, you can use them in the 3x potency. 3x means third dilution, like that you can use. Fantastic one, very good combination, very good thing for the all type of digestive problem involving the loose motion, or you can say diarrhea. Okay, and what is S11? S11, the S11 is a Naxomica, Lobelia and Melissa and Officinalis. It is basically for the vomiting. S11 is generally used for Lobelia is there, so it acts on vagus and central, controls the nausea and vomiting. Or you can say in the ship, when people travel in the ship, they get a vomiting sensation. Or you can say while traveling, one get the vomiting sensation. During that time, this S11 can be used. Okay, S11 is a pure remedy. You can get it in the my rate list. Okay, next S12. S12 in the same, what they added? They added belladonna and euphrasia. Euphrasia, it's the name itself called as eye bright. Name itself is eye bright. So Euphrasia, its name, a common name is eye bright. So S12 is specially for eye problem. S12 is specially for all eye problem, along with the infection and so many other things you can be used. Okay. All eye complaint can be used with this. With additionally, if the in addition to the based on the other complaint like the circulation in the eyes, S12 and A3 can be added, so that optic nerve can be tuned up, like so you have to think in that way, systematic way, systemic way. A3 is capillary circulation and supplying the blood supply and nutrition. And what is the blood supply? What all it does? It's nutrition and oxygen supplies to each and every cell. So in such condition is there, if you find the eye optic nerve problem, that time you can use S12 and A3. Okay, if there is accumulation anything, if anything that excess is there, that time you can use the C groups. Okay, now L1, lymphatico 1, this is a pure group, not made by any other combination of the groups. So here this is this rectifies the child and disinfects the lymph system, cures the disease of the lymphatic gland, lymph node and duct. See, any tumor, L1 is a must. Any gland, like thyroid gland, you can say some lymphatic glands, anywhere, you get somewhere, it's some limbs here. You get some lipoma, they generally called. Fatty tumor also they can call. They are all lymphatic glands. Any in such cases, you have to use L1. L1 can be used. Okay. So, lymphatic system, it cures many diseases, skin diseases also, and boils, and see, it also has some influence on the tumor, arthritis and prostatitis. So any glandular thing you can give. In our Narayani, we have a glandular mix, glandular fever mix, and glands 30 in our Soham mix. So in the similar way, you can use this also. And what is the L2? L2 is a combination of A3, L1 and S1. Wonderful combination. So where L1 is a basically tumor, and the S1 is it is a detoxifier, and A3 is removing these things. See, circulation is required while constructing and removing also. Any excessive accumulation of the cells, it should be removed. It should be removed and is excreted. Why we get the tumor? Why we get a tumor things happen? Because not able to carry back that dead cells. When dead, in our body, every day many cells die and take new birth. And it is believed so, okay, within 40 days, our whole body becomes a new cells generated. Only our soul remains the same. For that reason, we think that we are carrying forwarding the same system. But that's what we tell. So, whenever the dead cells or a worn out cell is not taken back, that time the tumor happens. So, it is told in the recent system of fasting. If you fast more than 24 hours, that time phagocytic action starts. Phagocytic action means whatever our dead cells in our body will be eaten by our own system. It becomes hungry. It becomes when hungry, it try to eat its own system. It's called as a phagocytic mechanism. With that, all the tumor and so many disorders like arthritis, so many disorder can be cured by fasting, by phagocytic action of our own body. So in this way, I was telling that A3L1S1, A3L1S1 makes that combination. Okay, then now let us study about the A group. A1, A2, A3. I told what is the A1 A group? A1 is for anxietico. Anxietico means they are basically for blood circulation, blood problem, anemic, or anything related to the blood is controlled by, covered by A1, A2, A3. Okay. So now A1 is for, it has got only 6 medicinal plants. Arnica, Avena sativa, Capsula bursa pastoris, and Hydrastis, Malva sylvestris, and Sanguinaria. Sanguinaria also called as a blood root. So A1, this group specially for all sort of even the blood related, circulation related. See, A1 shows its action on the left side of the heart and aorta to be distinguished from the other group of combination. S and lymphatico, which perfect the lymph nodes and glands from the being vitiated, and angiotico safeguards the bloodstream and keep it clear in all vitation. The combination effectively deals with the blood pressure. So A1 is for all the congestion, hemorrhage, atrophy, atrophy due to not having sufficient blood supply. So for that reason only we added into the S12 to have I told you, I was given example. So when you S12 and A3, A1, it gives it supplies the blood to that particular part. S12 is for eyes. Okay, like that. It is useful for edema of the feet brought by obstruction of the circulation or unhealthy condition of the blood, disease of the arteries, most cured with this remedy. I told you A1 is for the arteries remedy, circulation remedy. Okay. Next one is any hematuria, bleeding, general, anything you can use it, but little you have to use for higher dilution. Okay. Then now A2. A2 is again pure combination, not the combination of any other remedies. But here, what are the remedies in this? Avena sativa, 30 parts. Aciculus, you see here. Aciculus is used for that reason. Aciculus is a wonderful vein remedy. So so for that reason, aciculus 10 part they added. Hammamal is also one of the wonderful hemorrhage remedy used for all the venous system, vein system. Or you can say Hydrastis, Achilea mellifolium is also one of wonderful the hemorrhages, and Sanguinaria and Malva sylvestris. These are, see, you can say that A2 is a great remedy for all sort of vein problem, venous congestion, hemorrhages, varicose veins, hemorrhoids. And if hemorrhoid is what is a good combination, I already told you, A1 and A2. Sorry, S1 and A2. S1 is for generally improving the digestive system, and here A2 is for the stopping the hemorrhages. So likewise for piles you can use it. And here we have all the spare parts, you can combine those things without any fear of getting some worse thing to happen, because all derived from the plant only, and they are all poisonous plants, and if used in the certain level. Okay, so if you give more in quantity, see, because we don't supply itself in the more in quantity, they are given in D3 only, third dilution only, so it will never harms anyone. Okay, and lastly A3 combination. What is A3? A3, I told you, it works on the capillaries. Here, see what they have mentioned here. Red blood corpuscles and therefore central import among the angioticos. This makes a very effective, powerful tonic providing energy and strength through the further combination of S1. Therapeutic use of this: cardiac inflammation, disease of the arteries, hyperplasia of any organ, and inflammation of the stomach, gastric ulcer, cervical lymphadenitis, means where you can say to the end point the circulation is required. The capillary circulation I just call, and wherever it's, when to reverse it back, we need that good circulation at that particular point. Bleeding gums, paralysis, lung inflammation, and sepsis. A3 is a curative medicinal agent for the blood boils, disease of the arteries, UTI infection, cardiac inflammation, chest pain, and A3 is all the diseases with other organ specific, gives the strength to body organ, useful for hemorrhage, existing fever, disease of the liver, used with S2, S5 and F2 in pulmonary disorder P1 and P4. Now you have understood that wherever we want a circulation in the deeper level of the tissue or the organ, we want to make that organ strong, that time A3 is used. Okay, A1 is for arteries and heart, and A2 is for the veins. Okay, and wherever you see blue color in the body, the legs, wherever you can say bluish, the veins that they prominent, for those people you can use A2, and A3 is for the circulation of all sort of things which will carry up to the organ, or you can say even the supplying the nutritious things to the remote organs. Okay, and now P group. P is pectoral. They say pectoral group. P group means they are all concerned to respiratory system. Very easy, you can say. All A group is for circulatory system. P group is for all the respiratory system. Like that. Very easily we can identify in electrohomeopathy. So P1 is for chronic dry cough. Any lung infection at the first one. P1 is for any cough, asthma again you have to use so many other combination like if required, because anything is fibrosis is there, or you can say PC, what do you call, the fibrosis of the lungs is there, that time you can use the other combination like C1 and so many other combination you can do. Okay, and bronchial asthma, bronchial catarrh, bronchial hemorrhage, and the bronchial tubes, bronchitis, bronchioles, like so many things, laryngeal catarrh. So anything connected to the lungs, you can use P1. General lung remedy. What is P2? P2 is again little stronger in nature. So P2 is equivalent to having P1 and a C2. C2 having that this combination, it is basically advanced stage of cough, or you can say it also can be used for tuberculosis of the lungs, laryngitis, pulmonary hemorrhages, tuberculosis of the lungs, and pneumonia are the special field of action of this particular first stage of for that we have to use P2 dry. And you can say this is suspected TC. We are not here to, because in the first level no need to see whether he's got a TB or anything, by if they are telling, of course we should get our primary health centers are meant to stop this tuberculosis and they have the lot many free medicines they give, allopathic medicines. We should now never stop them going there. We should also encourage them to go to that hospital and take the treatment, because we have registered in the name of the Douglas therapy and in a spiritual healing system. For that reason, we should not interfere in those uh, medical interventions. They have to go through all those things. But yeah, initially you will not, every cough, it is not a tuberculosis. So when a dry cough and having suspected thing, in that way, along with them, you can give your own remedies. But cough is a deeper level of cough, infection, chest infection, you can give P2. And P3. P3 is as we saw in the A1, A2, A3. A1 is for arteries, A2 is for veins, and A3 is capillaries. Here also is like that only. In P1 is mainly for the lungs, and P2 is for the bronchi and another next level of the lungs. And P3 is again the smaller alveoli, and where that gas exchange, oxygen and the carbon dioxide exchange happens. There any inflammation is there, at that time we are using P3. See, P3 is we know that in here, from here to here, trachea and the bronchioles, we have saw in our now we can understand how, why our anatomy, physiology, the knowledge is very much necessary now. So bigger the tubes of air tubes, they are all P1, they come under P1, and the next smaller one, they come under the P2, and the all P3 is again the smaller in the size. And there what happens in that those get inflammation, that is in case of asthma and pulmonary catarrh and productive cough, chronic tonsillitis, laryngeal cough and whooping cough, COPD. COPD, I was just talking about emphysema and COPD, and this can be used like a P3. This combination, especially respiratory affection of infant and children, for infant and children, these are very milder in nature, and it is used in the treatment of asthma, laryngitis, pneumonia, and cervical lymphadenitis. Mainly acts upon the bronchioles. I said it works on the bronchioles. Okay. Now P4. P4 is again, we can say like sinus 6x, whatever we used to use, we can use the P4. P4 mainly works on the respiratory system of the upper respiratory system, like nose and the up to here it can be used. For example, anticatarrhal, antispasmodic, and asthma, laryngeal, pithis, and this chronic pharyngitis. Okay, P is a silent here. So the combination of undertakes the chronic cough, asthma, and the dry cough, laryngitis, and rhinitis. I said, along with the P4 specially, yeah, the looks after the, because alum cepa is there in this. Alum cepa is there, and the eucalyptus is there. For that reason, eucalyptus, why use? We Vicks and all, we use the eucalyptus oil for getting good respiratory, clear our respiration. So for that reason, they are used in this. So it is equivalent to having F1, P1, and arnica. Okay, and there are so many other combination of the combination. We just fly on that, and not go into the deep, so that we will understand, because only these four are very important: P1, P2, P3, P4. They are the original combinations of the plant remedies. So we say that P5 is there, is useful for the hereditary respiratory ailments. Okay, P6 is for the anti-expectorant. P6 is a combination of P1 and C5. and P7, P1, P2 and C5. This is mainly used for tuberculosis. The P7, okay. P8 is F1, P2, C5. F1, P2, C5. A1, P2, C5 is a P7. F1, P2, C5 is in a P8. Where in case of, you get a regular fever, because F1 is for fever. So fever, and P2 is for tuberculosis, like in C5 is something accumulated. Some glandular. In gland swelling also will be there. In such cases we can give this, and used for in the case of pulmonary tuberculosis, allergy, respiratory system, violent cough, dyspnea, nervous pulmonalis, and the nocturnal high grade fever. I told you, in along with the cough you get a fever. This time that is the P8 is a remedy. P9. P9 is a combination of F1, P1 and C5. At presently you may not be able to catch it, but when you keep on reading it, when you listen again and again, you will be very easily come to know F1, P1 and C5. So F1 is for fever, P1 is for the general lungs, and C5 is for anything glandular affection. So like that. So it is also used in the different type of the with fever, because F1 is there with fever, also useful for attack of, because mainly we have to study P1, P2, P3, P4 only, and C1 up to C17. Okay, with that, with your own this one, you will be able to means add, and at the same time you can have the half circular dowsing system. You can what are the presently, what is the P1, P2, P3, which one is required, and you go through that the materia medica and think, confirm it, and you can give. Like that also we can do it. Okay, now F1 Fabrifugo, we already used it in many combination, and we'll study in detail that this is blood sympathetic system and central nervous system, spinal root. This is a F1 you can call it as a nervous system, nerve remedy. So F1 and F2, or F2 is generally used for external application. F1 is used for the internal. So antipyretic, diuretic, and so many enteric fever, gastric fever, hay fever, and nervous fever, so many all sort of fever, you can use the F1. Now in electropathy, a remedy for fever is F1. If you think it is because of a digestive problem, you can use S1. Likewise, you can make your own combination. F2. F2 is also a generally used for, it is for external combination, external application only, and specially it can be used for typhoid and intermittent fever. Aconite is there, for that reason it has become and scrofoloso effect is there, so that this F2's action is there, acts on the respiratory organ, dry, coryza, and infant, edematous swelling, suffocative attack, like that. F2 is the stronger nature of the F1, but it generally used for the in the compress form. You can use it on cold compress we give for give for the fever. That time you can use this, put few drops of this, and you can use it as a compress on the forehead, on the stomach, on the feet, to reduce the fever. Next is worm combination called vermifugo. Vermifugo, what are the worm remedies? We know the garlic, strawberry, and Dictamus alba, euphorbium, and Imperiota, like in masterwort, ruta, thymus. These are the plants used in the worm group, used for all sort of worms, like intestinal worms, and even this helped many virus and bacteria also, because this is antibiotic, anti-infective, vermifugo, laxative, nervine, and intestinal tonic. Like that also, many places we have seen, and unofficial use of so many other anti, uh, you know, uh, like albendazole, are used in case of if it is a worm killer. Okay, deworming, because we get in a children in a school, we get it free of cost. So that is, many times they, so many people used it for the cancer. It is unofficial, but the FDA has not approved this. But people have got a very good result by using albendazole, and deworming medicine in the cancer. But here, in just we can use this worm 1 and worm 2 in the similar way. Deworming means we can even see, you can use for the bacteria and and the viruses also. Okay, so having all the qualities of worm 1, worm 2 has an advantage over the sister combination of worm 1, because the addition of three powerful worm remedies like Sina, Spigelia, and Taraxicum makes the protozoal action. It prevents the growth of microorganism and also expels the eradicates the tendency to worm infection. So this is one more stronger worm remedy, and additionally having three more very important, Sina, Spigelia, and Taraxicum, they made it some more strong remedy. Okay, you can use it. It get immune to, immunity becomes so strong that worms will not grow in this. Okay, so the important remedy for worms: intestinal irritation, variable appetite, grinding of the teeth, pain, comebacks and shock, headache alternating with the pain in the abdomen. All children, they suffer from the this type of thing. So this can be used. Like we'll have little time left. Only now we have left with very only few combinations. We are left with, now we'll see with a C1. C1, I told you, all C cancerous group, any wastage is deposited in anywhere in the body. Likewise can be used. You can use in that way. You can think of that way. If anything, excess which cannot be excreted out is lying in our system, that time we can use the C group. C1 for general retention of urea, inflammation of meninges. All C1 is especially C1 is for female organs. Here we are, because caulopoilum is there, so all type tumor and all eruption we can give, but especially for female. So C1 is used. Sumisulfica is there, it is there. For that reason we can use it. And generally for everyone, all boils, carbuncles and ulcers, anywhere you can think that excessive stagnation is there of the dead cells, or you can say that time you can use the C1. C2 is, we have got two powerful remedies in that, the equisetum and petrosilium. They are mainly working on the bladder, urinary bladder and the ureter. So for that reason, so the C2 mainly works on the urinary bladder, mucus and the serous membrane of the intestine. Okay, so cyst of the bladder, mainly it is working on the urinary system and the bladder, because S2 also, you see, that is also working on the bladder. So like that there are few similarities there. So we can we'll correlate those combination. Like C3, what is there? Additionally, what they add? Mesoreum. Mesoreum they add. Mesoreum is mainly for used for the skin problem and psoriasis and the eczema, and where that in the scalp we get a lot of white skin comes out, and we below that there will be some secretions. In such cases we use the mesoreum in homeopathy. Same thing is they are used in the C3. You also remember S3 was used for the spinal condition and the skin. Here also is used in the C3 is used for the skin. Okay, because mesoreum is used. So next is C4. C4 combination. What is the speciality of C4? C4, they have used the symphytum. Symphytum, it is also called as the comfrey, or I can say that is a mainly used remedy used in the all bone system. If you want that bone healing should be fast, that time you use the symphytum in the homeopathy. In here C4, you can think about all the bone related problem can be tackled with a deep C4. Suppose excess of the bone, or you can say bone घिस गया है, they call in knee joint, they say bone घिसा हुआ है. In such condition C4 can be used. Either decay or so they have mentioned the same thing. Deposition of calcareous material in a joint used in the calculi formation. So in that way C4 is used for all the joint problem. So wherever bone you are finding, okay, bone problem along associated with a bone, you can use C4. And C5, we already used it many times. C5 is used for all glandular problem, tonsils, breast or prostate, or you can wherever you find lymphatic glands and adenoids. So wherever you are finding any glands are there, glandular swelling is there, that time C5 is I used wonderfully. Now I have to tell you one small story, because when in 1993 I said I was there, I was I supplied the medicine, all electropathic medicine to the college. They were not having the remedy, but they were running the college. I took the admission there in a regular way, so that too I can make a 2-year diploma in electrohomeopathy. So that time what happened, that dean of that institute had a tumor on his tongue. So that I just told him to make him understand how beautiful that electrohomeopathy works. I said, he just give me the C5. C5 is for any tumor and gland, and that was on his tongue. Then I just took a few drops of that C5, and there was a sink there, and having the water coming, I just made that open the tap, and I put a glass below. In that 5 drops of that C5 was there, and the water was filling and coming out. I just watched 5 minutes, that water was coming inside and spilling out. Then after 5 minutes I just closed the tap, and I gave that liquid to that person to drink, who was having the tumor on his on the tongue. Next day his tumor was vanished. So he was very astonished, and to see, and he told, because he told his that person who he employed for taking the class, you find out which method he used. And I know I was using the homeopathic method of Kelvin method of making the potency, high potency. I wanted to make high potency. In this way I did it, and that is the beauty of electrohomeopathy, which cured within a day. Tumor of tongue gone. So we have a lot of experience with these type of remedies. So this is C5. I come to C5. So all what are the beauty of this is phytoleuca is there, conium is there. If anything made by conium and phytoleca rustox, and any tumor like things, any glandular, C5 is used. Okay. C6, where it is used, C6 is there is ledum pal they are adding along with the caulopoilum and arnica ledum pal, and this is specially for anti-cancerous, neoplastic. You say so many where you can find a neoplastic, renal remedy, antilytic, and where they use, you remember S6 was the kidney remedy because of Solidago. Here S6, this is C6 also. They say it works on the albuminaria and renal calculi. These are also, they are also using on this. Okay. So very easily we can correlate. C7 is again the combination of the remedy. We will not go into it. That is a combination of A2 and C5, and C8 is a combination of the combination. So they are not a original remedy. They have the effect of F1, S2, C10. Okay. So where you find that F1, S2, C10 is required. C10 is again, we are coming to that point. C10 is a liver remedy. We had a good experience with the C10 because we see what are the ingredient of that C10. So with that it makes, and we cured so many wonderful liver problem along with the original remedies of the whatever I mentioned in this. I will read that. So we already studied, I think so. C9 is a A3, S1 and C5, and C10 Cardidus marinus, chelidonium, conium, and rustox, vincistoctin, and podophyllum. They are the remedies in the C10. And again, this works on the even intestine and the rectum and the spleen. Intestine relieves the constipation and colitis, and is a wonderful remedy for the liver. Okay, so you can say in the best remedy in the, even F1 also works, even works on the liver, but most prominently working on the, this one is C10. Okay, C11 is again a combination of A2, S5 and C5. You can use, that is a skin remedy. With this we will be able to skin remedy, and even for to the anemia also we will be able to tackle. Or C12. C12 is a A1 and C1 combination. And any inflammatory condition, because A1 is good for circulation, C1 is good for removing the toxins. So we can use all, this can be used as everywhere you can use this. C1 and A1 to cover the detoxify you can use. Okay. Next is C13. C13 is not the combination remedy, it is a original remedy. In this one, Elianthus is there. Elianthus is there, that is specially works on the gland. So you can say C13 is a throat remedy. C13 is a throat remedy and used for tonsillitis and especially on the throat. So isko, that is for this one. So rheumatic pain and typhoid and fever infection, tissue, joint, tendon and sheath, that also is used. And by going through the therapeutics of that remedy, we can classify mainly for the tonsils, inflammation of the tonsils. Just C3 means tonsils, that's it. And eye swollen, red edematous, and orbital cellulitis, and even photophobia, and even this is because C13 used for even generally belladonna is there, so it works on eyes. So you can see that, and even there is a, we can say tumor on the eyelids we find sometimes, is also very much useful. C5 is useful for that. And also you can compare those remedies, whichever is the covering in the symptoms we can give. C15. C15 is a remedy for hernia. Just remember C15 is for hernia. And C16 again is the combination of remedy A3 and C15. locomotor mastitis, C it can be used for mastitis, and the gastric region, and so many things. You can see wherever A3 and C15, throat and A15, A3 is used, there you can use the C16. And C17 is a original remedy where it is used for, A17 is used for the all urination problem, or I can say TB of the bladder. You can say not able to pass the urine, burning in urination. Especially for those things, C17 is used. So especially this is used for all burning and blood bleeding. Again, we can use the C17 and even A2 according to the requirement. Okay, Venn group, I already discussed Venn group many times in using with the other combination. Venn group, especially Venerio, and this is used for, this drug has same action of the RBC and WBC, and Venn is the same as lymphatico, and that canceroso and urethra and male and female, I told you, and it can use for white discharges, vagina, uterus and fallopian tubes, and cures the venereal diseases. So wherever you find, you can understand the inflammation, infection in the genitals, anywhere you can think about this, and along with the other remedies. S1 plus Ven, we already seen in the so many other combination. So it is used as the following. With A2, Ven with A2 is a syphilis. When with the S5, skin problem. When with the C1, mucous membrane. When with the C2, urinary bladder. When with the C6 is a renal disease. When with the C10 is a GIT. Means the chronic, you can say, suffering from since wherein, and even for the genetic disorder also it can be used. And the remedies used here are all wonderful remedies. Like Tuja is also used in this, cannabis is also used, and there are total 16 remedies in this, and very, very powerful and very useful. Gonorrhea, syphilis, and the any genital related infection, inflammation, that can be used here. Okay, and the when so many other combinations are there, they are the not the original combinations, so we will not think about it. Okay, and I already told you the next comes the electricities. So white electricity is a positive one. It is used 53 composition of the 53 compound of the electrodes are electrodes is a neutral. White electricity is the white rays of the sun. It acts on the, like I told you, it acts like a sun. Sun rays are very important. It is a nutritious in for wherever you want to balance the thing, the fluid, that that time white electricity is used. And red electricity is mainly nervous system, spinal cord, brain, and negative diseases. Drugs are very important, very effective in instantly improves the condition. Okay, and positive red is red color. When you give the red color to increase something, right? So like that you have to think, and they have used the color for the same purpose only, and the similar purpose. So yellow they are using for all worm like conditions. Anti laxative, vermifugo, antispasmodic, commonly used in the first dilution. Okay, and blue electricity I already told you, this is the mainly works on the heart, and the circulatory system, because left side of the body, heart and arterial system, improves the function of the heart when they are using it on as a compress. They are using it as a compress, means they wet the cloth with the blue electricity, apply on some parts, like even it can be applied on the varicose veins also. It regulates that. Even when you use this, you use a coconut oil along with the blue electricity, and make them use in the apply for the varicose veins. How you can make the the blue electricity, use my radionic rate mentioned in the vibrionics.tripod.com, vibronicindia.tripod.com. You can use 15 minutes. You have to transmit on the oil, because oil doesn't contain any water, because our all remedies are impregnated in water only. So you can use pulsate mode and pulsate it for 15 minutes on the oil. Anything you want to make a oil by our remedy, like arnica hair oil. Many person they require arnica hair oil. How do you make with our vibronics? Use the arnica montana, take a Q potency, put the oil, coconut oil, and vibrate it for 15 minutes. Vibrate it for 15 minutes. That time we are going to have the arnica hair oil, because very minor quantity. Let you take anything in the world, it will have the water content. So in that it will imprint the arnica, the you can say medicinal substances, the thoughts. Okay, like that. So green electricity now. Blue electricity is for circulatory system, and it also works on the respiratory also. We saw that. And what is the green electricity? Green electricity works on the all C group. It is works on the C group. You can use any tumor is there, anything is there. You can there it is used as a compress. It is a minus. It is a negative polarity. Negative this one. So we insist ligaments, several joints under the influence of the combination. C group is it is a forms of ointment, external piles and fissures and warts, and is used for all sort of I already told you, this works on the all type of ulcers, fistula, warts. Green can be used for anywhere, any syphilitic condition. Okay, and it dilates the veins, it cures the hemorrhage, purifies a wound, particularly cancerous affection. It is also used in the treatment of tumors, ulcers, swelling, and the muscular joint pain. It is used as a external applications only. Okay. APP is there. APP is also one of the wonderful combination for the facial beauty. They use as a compress and compress, or you can say the spray they can use. So it is said so that Italian queen used to use this. And Count Caesar Meti was a government official. He was working in the government with a very high profile. So he made this combination. So maybe that Queen of Italy may be using this. So S-LAS is there. S-LAS combination is there. S-LAS is for laxative, means if for any constipation, this is used. So S-LAS they use in large quantity. Why? Because the aloe sacrotana they are using in this combination. It gives, if you are taking in the 10 pills, it makes the motion clear. So in that way we complete the electrohomeopathy. Why we taken the electrohomeopathy? Because you are going to get in digital vibronics, you are going to get all this at the fingertip. Just press the button. I also explained you that we are already designing the CC combos. We have progressed very well in that. So up to 11.16 we have completed. So we will soon adopt this system also with a A1, A2, A3. But all these will be, we will not make the combinations of the remedy. We will all make the pure remedies. Like they are also, I think it is there in 38 in number. We will make those things. You can add according to your requirement. If as we explained here, I will revise fast. Now S1 is for all, in fact, all digestive system. and it works on lymphatic system. And all S group is for general digestion and everything. If you want, see, don't know what to give S1. It will have a 90% of the problem can be cured by S1. Okay, so S group is over. Now that is C group. Anything excessive detoxification, anything destroyed, anything we want to construct, that time we have to use the C group. And what is the P group? P group is for the respiratory system. P is for general, the P1 for general respiratory, P2 is for tuberculosis, P3 for the bronchioles, and P4 is for that nose and sinus and other thing. It is you are using P5, P4. Okay, A1, A2, A3. A1 arteries and heart, A2 is for veins, and A3 is for capillaries. Likewise, F1, F2, F1 is for all fibrifigo and nervous system. F2 is for stronger than that, generally used as a compress. Compress means they make a cloth and they apply. So when is venereal group for all sort of infection, you can give hereditary infection. You can think of anything which is caused by any hereditary, or you can say infections from the outside, and generally works on the female and male genitals. So that no, even suppressed things also can produce so many things. There it can be used. And so we all we covered S and the P and C group and L group, and these are the main remedies. Thank you very much for being with me for such a long time. But I wanted to cover many things to you, because I wanted to tell you definitely about this that electroempathic remedies. They are wonderful. So you will be getting those things in the fingertip in the digital vibronic. Just click it. You just keep it water. It will become A1, A2, A3. It will come readily. So thank you so much. Yes, sir. You think so? I covered up very fast, but when you listen it to again and again, with the, I will send some, if available, I will send some the electroempathic part. So that time you will be able to easily recognize it. No, S group all digestion, P group all the respiratory system, A group all circulatory system, like that, very easily. So thank you so much for bearing with me. So we'll stop this.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.